dan juga dan tetapi sedikit jawaban. Jadi dia banyak jawaban, tapi sedikit jawaban. Banyak pertanyaan, tapi sedikit jawaban. Yang kedua, it's hard to stay focused. Sangat sulit untuk tetap fokus. Dan tetapi, we know we will only do our best work if we stay focused. Tapi kita juga tahu kalau kita bisa melakukan our best work, pekerjaan dengan baik kalau kita fokus. Nah, ini dia juga menggunakan and yet dan tetap showing contrast to the first sentence to another sentence to the second sentence. Right. Itu cuma yang yet. Nah, ada by contrast or in contrast. These two conjunctions are exactly the same and are used in a similar way to however or on the other hand to introduce a contrast or a comparison. Put by or in contrast at the beginning of a sentence with a comma after contrast. Nah, jadi penggunaan si by contrast dengan in contrast ini sama dengan penggunaan si however dengan on the other hand. Yang membuatnya beda adalah after by contrast, you need to put comma after contrast. For example, unemployment rose in. Coba Mbak Sinta Mustika dibaca dulu. Mbak Sinta Mustika, can you read it? Okay, maybe Mbak Sintawati. Mbak Sintawati, can you read it? Unemployment. Okay, let me read it. Unemployment rose in the UK. By contrast, the number of unemployed people in Canada fell. Okay, unemployment. What does it mean by unemployment? Unemployment itu pengangguran. Pengangguran di UK, pengangguran meningkat di UK. By contrast, sebaliknya. Atau dengan contrast, the number of unemployed, jumlah unemployed people in Canada fell. What does it mean by fell here? Menurun kan? Karena kita ingin mengkontras, membandingkan. Jadi satu di UK dia unemployment-nya meningkat. Ternyata di Kanada menurun. Jadi kita bisa menggunakan by contrast. Still, we use by contrast or in contrast usually in the formal situation atau academic writing atau in written English. Kalau biasanya di spoken language, biasanya kita menggunakan however atau on the other hand. Right. So far, you guys understand?
Pada ngantuk nih.
Waduh, jangan pada ngantuk dong. Jangan dulu. Oke, supaya nggak ngantuk, saya kasih ini dulu. Saya kasih contoh soal. Coba ini dibuat. She wasn't very rich. She gave money to the poor. How can you use this sentence? How can you make the sentences more how to say? It's more meaningful by using although. Coba yang bisa membuat ini contohnya. Silahkan. Yang bisa membuat contoh dari sini. Coba yang bisa buat contoh disebut namanya.
Tika Resti, Miss.
Oke, Mbak Tika.
She wasn't very rich, although she gave money to the poor. Yes.
Oke. Tadi yang bilang tadi coba saya mau mengingatkan doang. Even though itu kita pakai gimana? Even though positif negatif?
Even though itu negatif tapi hasil positif.
Oke.
Kemudian kalau although itu positif tapi hasilnya negatif, Miss.
Oke, jadi cocoknya kalimat ini adalah
She wasn't very rich, although she gave money to the poor.
yes. Although she wasn't very rich, although she gave money to the poor. Ada lagi contohnya yang mau dibuat?
Dia.
Atau kita bisa ubah dia ke depan.
Iya. She gave money to the poor. Although she gave money to the poor.
Although she gave money to the poor.
Even though she wasn't very rich, she gave money to the poor. Or although she gave money to the poor, she wasn't very rich.
Okay, let's see the answer, okay? Although she wasn't very rich, she gave money to the poor. She gave money to the poor although she wasn't very rich. Is this correct?
Although we just met, but we are already.
Gimana kira-kira?
Meskipun dia memberi uang kepada orang miskin, dia tidak terlalu kaya. Kurang cocok yang satunya.
Yang mana yang kurang cocok?
Yang untuk she was very, yang nomor 1.
Although she wasn't very rich,
she gave money to the poor.
Cocoknya yang kedua ya. She gave money to the poor although she wasn't very rich. Sebenarnya hampir sama juga sih. Although she wasn't very rich, comma, it should be comma, she.
Tapi yang dibilang si Mbak tadi itu juga bisa kan? She was very rich although she gave money to the poor. Bisa juga kan?
Yes. She wasn't very rich although she gave money to the poor. Yes.
Yeah.
Coba yang ini selanjutnya. Pakai despite.
Despite ya.
Coba. Sebut namanya.
Meskipun ada apanya. Meskipun ada banyak suara, Carly berhasil merembes seperti itu.
Dicoba Mbak.
Despite di awal bisa kan?
Bisa. Despite. Despite Mbak.
Oh, gak ada suaranya. Oh iya, despite.
Despite.
There was. Meskipun ada banyak suara, Carly berhasil merembes. Oh ya. Despite there was a lot of noise, Carly managed to sleep. Oh bisa.
Despite there was a lot of noise, Charlie managed to sleep. Despite there was a lot of noise, comma, Charlie managed to sleep. Nah, jadi kita bisa juga bilang kayak gini. Charlie managed to sleep despite the noise. Atau despite the noise, Charlie managed to sleep. Atau tadi karena kan tadi kita bilang kita despite itu nggak bisa diikuti klausa. Jadi kita potong si kalimatnya deh. Charlie managed to sleep despite the noise, atau despite the noise, atau despite a lot of noise, Charlie managed to sleep. Okay? Number 3, coba. Nomor 3.
Ini memakai whereas ya.
Whereas.
Whereas menyukai opera, saya lebih suka jazz. Sedangkan ya berarti Swell likes opera, whereas Joy prefer jazz. Bisa nggak?
Ulangi one more time, Mbak.
Di tengahnya itu ditaruh yang tadi whereasnya itu.
Yes. Sue likes opera, Joe prefers jazz. Sue likes opera, Joe prefers jazz.
Iya.
Gimana menggabungkannya? Sue likes opera, whereas Joe prefers jazz. Jadi ini gampang aja, dia tinggal menggunakan whereas aja di tengah.
Bisa dibalik gitu, Miss.
Joe prefers jazz, whereas Sue likes opera. Yes, kita juga bisa balik gitu. Yang mana, Mbak?
Enggak, kalimat contoh sendiri.
Oh, oke. Coba diulangi kalimatnya, Mbak, tadi.
He loves holiday whereas his wife prefers to stay at home.
Yes, he loves holiday, whereas his wife prefers staying at home. Yeah, you can do that. We can do that. We can write that one. Okay. Nah, tadi pakai despite. Now we want to use in spite of. Remember, we don't use clause, but instead we use noun and gerund. Who wants to try?
In spite of he had
In spite.
in spite of, meskipun dia luka dia pergi kerja, meskipun dia kena dia yang bagus ya.
In spite of.
Despite the rain, we enjoy the festival. Despite the rain.
He had the flu. He went to work. Okay, let's see. He went to work in spite of having the flu. Atau kita bisa ubah juga, in spite of having the flu, he went to work. Ya, jadi ini kita bisa dia bikin di tengah atau kita bisa juga bikin di awal. Okay? So far, do you guys understand the sentences? Coba biar kita mengerti lebih lagi. Nah, kita mau menggunakan although, while, however, even though, as well as, despite, whereas, and in spite of. Do you guys hear my voice? Bisa dengar suara saya nggak?
Bisa.
Kok Mbak Ani nggak bisa dengar suara saya ya? Sinyal kali ya?
Biasa kalau di hutan.
Coba ini supaya lebih mengerti lagi, kita ada di sini ada berapa ya? Oh, nah. Ada J12. Ada 12 contoh di sini. Coba yang nomor 1. Oh, Mbak Ani nggak ada lagi. Mbak Diana nomor 1. A ya. Mbak Diana nomor A. Yang B-nya Mbak Eka. Diingat ya. Nomor C. C itu Mbak Jahro. D. Mbak Junita. E. Mbak Kurniawati. F. Mbak Rina. G. Mbak Rohayati. H. Mbak Sinta Mustika. I. Sintawati. J. Siti Kardina. K. Sri Indriyati. And then the last one is L. Mbak Tika Resti. Okay, if you ready, and then mention. If you are ready, and then you can say that. Nomor berapa? B. Oke, coba dibaca.
This cell phone costs 5 cents per minute, whereas the other has a flat rate.
Whereas the other.
Has a flat rate.
Coba nih saya. Jelek juga tulisan saya. Saya hapus dulu. Oke. Whereas. Oke, whereas the other has flat rate. Oke. Coba yang lain. Kita keep dulu.
I'm ready, Miss.
Yang mana? Nomor berapa?
A.
Oke, A. Coba.
Diana bukannya. Blah blah blah, being the better team, we lost the match. Despite being the better team, we lost the match.
Despite being the better team, we lost the match. Oke, pakai despite ya. Mbak, dikit dulu. Despite. Oke, yang lain?
D-nya ya.
Oke.
Sally invited me to her party last weekend, although I had to the heart I could come. Cocok nggak? Although
Sally invited me to her party last weekend, although I had to tell her I couldn't come. Oke, kita keep dulu, Mbak.
ya.
Oke. Selanjutnya.
F miss.
Oke.
Even though we hadn't eaten for over 12 hours, we weren't hungry.
Even though we hadn't eaten for 12 hours, we weren't hungry. Okay, next.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We had a wonderful time in Barcelona. However, transport workers on strike, so we could use the underground.
However, ya. However. Okay, next.
Tika Miss L, the last one. Even though life was hard during the war, we managed to survive.
Okay, wait a second, Mbak. Kok hilang? Tadi Mbaknya bilang ini ya, even though.
Even though.
Okay. Next, yang mana lagi belum?
Sekarang, Miss.
Okay.
C. I like traveling by underground, even though it gets pretty crowded during rush hours.
Even though. Okay, next.
Cinta, Miss.
Okay.
Hah? Having math problem in the defender was able to play in spite of
In spite of. In spite of. Okay. Next one. ABC-nya.
Punya siapa tadi itu ya?
Mbak Diana.
Yang A despite.
Despite, really?
Despite my father loves jazz, he doesn't often to listen to it.
Despite?
My father loves jazz.
Okay, I'm going to write it down here. Okay, next. Yang B. Kok hilang? Yang B.
Tadi siapa lo?
Mbak Jahro. Yang C siapa tadi yang saya bilang? Oke, ada yang bisa jawab yang B? Yang B kira-kira apa? Yang B kira-kira apa?
Meskipun itu bahasa Inggrisnya apa? While.
Although, ya, yang B apa Mbak Jaro?
While we were driving through the countryside, we saw lots of nice village.
Oke, while. Oke, yang C.
Honda membuat mobil lebih cepat dari sepeda motor.
Honda membuat mobil dan juga begitu juga as well as, right? Oke, let's check, oke. Nomor 1 itu kita udah siap selesai kan? Nomor 1 itu my father, ayah saya suka jazz. Kenapa Mbak?
Yang I belum.
Yang I. Oh yes, yang I. Tadi yang I itu siapa?
Tapi si Diana.
Yang I, yang I.
Sintawati bukan?
Oke, Mbak Sinta.
They arrived in time for the meeting. Even though they seem to travel in bad weather.
Even though. Okay. Okay, let's see from number 1, okay? Nomor 1, ayah saya suka jazz, tapi dia nggak mendengarkan. Ayah saya suka jazz, dia tidak sering mendengarkannya. Cocoknya apa? Although, meskipun, right? Meskipun ayah saya suka jazz, dia tidak sering mendengarkannya. Yes, jadi ini although ya. Oke, nomor 2. We were riding through the countryside. We saw a lot of nice villages. Yes, ketika kita sedang driving atau menyetir ke countryside, we saw a lot of nice villages. Right, nomor 2 benar. Nomor 3, Honda makes cars. Begitu juga motorcycle atau sepeda motor. Number 4, Sally invited me to her party last weekend. Sally mengundang saya ke partinya akhir pekan lalu. Blah blah blah. I had to tell her I couldn't come. Meskipun atau tetapi? Tetapi kan? Tetapi itu di sini berarti yang mana? How? However, right. However, I have to tell her. I had to tell her that I couldn't come. Yes. Number 5. Despite. Why we use despite? Karena di sini ada being. Being ini adalah gerund atau infinitive plus ing. Despite being the better team, meskipun kita tim yang lebih baik, tapi kita tetap kalah dalam pertandingan. Right. Number 4. Selanjutnya, blah blah blah. We hadn't eaten for 12 hours. We weren't hungry. Even though we hadn't eaten for over 12 hours, 12 jam, tapi kita nggak lapar gitu. Kita nggak lapar, even though meskipun kita tidak makan selama 12 jam, kita tidak lapar. Okay, this cell phone bertarif 5 sen setiap menitnya. Sementara yang lain has a flat rate, lebih murah katanya. That's weather. And then the next one, why in spite of? Because we have having, right? Having di sini adalah ing, gerund. In spite of having muscle problem, meskipun mempunyai masalah muscle. What is muscle? Otot. The defender was able to play. Lawannya tetap able, mampu untuk main, gitu kan? Yes, that's correct.